I just wanted to reach out to all the women out there that have been molested by family members. Um, Very touchy subject, very, you know, if it was an uncle, if it was your father, stepfather, um, people that we trust, and people that I'll start with my story. I was 5 years old, and um, my uncles came over, and my father, he kept a close eye on us, but he trusted them too. And then I was 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, and I didn't tell anyone because I was really scared. I was really scared what my family would think about me. I was really scared, because my father kept a gun, and I was scared to tell anybody about the situation. I'm telling you guys now because I'm free with myself now. It took a long time to get me to this place. Um, Never wish this on anyone that I know or any children out there. Protect your children. I mean, everybody, they say family, but if they've been molested, I found out if I've researched it enough that if they've been molested and they haven't talked to anyone about being molested, I haven't got any counseling. And I know you guys say, well, counseling might not work, but counseling does work, because that's what got me to the place where I'm at, that I want to live and not just die all the time. Um, yeah, suicidal thoughts. I mean, from the time I was 8, 9 years old, I wanted to die. So, and just being molested by a family member, and then them not having the equity, something happened to them, something had to happen. They just don't molest. You just don't molest. You just don't touch another kid because it's okay. Because sometime somewhere in your life, you thought that it was okay, um, that you molested a person. So, because you were molested. But I'm just want to let you guys know out there, you're not alone. And times are changing. Parents are listening. Um, my oldest daughter was molested, and I understand of the not listening and not really wanting to understand, um, because you trust that person, you trust that family member, and you trust that uncle, you trust that stepfather, you trust them, you trust a brother, you trust them. With that's the most intimate part of your life. People think that, okay, oh, I must have liked it. No, that's wasn't it. I'm a growing kid. I don't know anything. The human touch is off the hook. I mean, just one touch from a human, somebody hugging you when you need to be hugged, or touching your face when you need to be, your face needs to be touched, or just by a human touch, you know. But I'm telling you, I survived this thing, and it went on for some years. It stopped, of course, when they went back to Texas because they were visiting. Every time they would visit, this would happen. And so I just decided to live in a different manner. I was full with a lot of hate and anger. Um, No, absolutely. It couldn't have been true. I told my parents it couldn't have been true. It was my fault. I know it was the olden days, but it still happens now where we don't believe our children. We must believe our children. Whatever they say to us, we must believe them, no matter who the person is or whatever happens to them is, or their actions, what their actions is. I've learned that we must listen. We mustn't not listen. Um, if your child tells you, if your child's acting funny in any kind of way, talk to them. Talk to your children. Now is not the day that you don't talk to the children, or you don't listen to them, because they're telling you the truth. They're telling you things that's going on. No matter how miraculous that man might be, or how miraculous that women molest too. I found out that women molest too, and even though it's hard to believe, they molest too. Ask me how I know that. That's why I decided to talk about molestation in the family. Molestation in the family, I mean, It's been going on for years, years and years, years and years and years, back to plantation time, and husbands, daughters marrying uncles, and uncles marrying your aunt, and I mean, it was just all mixed up back then. People getting raped would help me. I think that's what I want to get to. Well, anyway, that was my story. 5 years old, 5 to 9 years old, and then when I got older, my father's co-worker, he molested me. He was like family. We were going over there. We trusted him. My father trusted him, and I know you said 16, 17. Oh no, it happens at 16 and 17. When you're under the age of 18, molestation happens. The thing that got me through was getting seeking help outside, and they say therapists are a bad thing, but they're not. They've helped me in so many different ways. When I had the first time I told someone that I was molested, um, they believed me right away, and they said that it's going to be okay. And I think that's what we want to know, that everything is going to be okay, and it is. I don't know. I know you might be going through some things, might be still stuck in what happened to you 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, but it's just like yesterday, the molestation. I can understand that. Like I said, how I got through it, how I went through it. Just a lot of help from counselors. At school, I went through a whole lot of things. Like I said, suicidal thoughts. I went through drinking, drugs, everything to mask those feelings of feeling unwanted, feeling that nobody wanted me. It had to be somebody who did it sneakily. I couldn't just really find love because I had been molested by somebody, or I had been used by somebody. Then I read this in the Bible about a woman by the name of Tamar. Tamar was just helping her brother. If you looked it up, her name is spelled Tamar. She was just helping her brother. Her brother wanted her on another whole different level. He wanted to have sex with her, and he eventually raped her. And to come to find out that Tamar was just never whole after that. She asked her brother to marry her, so she wouldn't feel like she was feeling. But eventually, someone found her, and she got a new husband. She got a man that loved her, respected her. Um, we're gonna go through these things, but I'm telling you, after the molestation happens, and you've been going through it this far and this long, taking it out on everyone, you must seek help. You want to stop hurting others. Hurt people hurt people. Molested people molest people. Now, I'll never do that. I'll never do that. Of course you won't, because you know that is wrong. So therefore you need just to get some confirmation that it is wrong. So that means you go and talk to someone. Talk to someone, talk to God, but you might want to talk to an individual. I really believe in counseling. So you want to talk to an individual that specializes in helping you get through crises like this. Might as well not die. Suicide is not going to work. The person's going to be living and functioning, and you're going to be passed on. So I believe in self-help. Get some help from a counselor, from a pastor, from somebody else that's been through all this. I talk to girls all day long. Talk to people. They just come out of the world where they talk to me about molestation, and I talk to them. I tell them you can be free from that. I did a lot of praying, a lot of research, a lot of therapy, but I'm just thanking God that I got through it. That's all. If you have any questions, if you want to leave me anything, how did I get through? What did I get through it? How did I get through it? And yeah, I was on Worst Cooks in America. I was on Worst Bakers, but God had brought me through all that and got me to that place in that time, and He can do the same for you. Peace out. Bye-bye.